What's going on today, fam? It's another beautiful day in Germany. The weather has given me a break. It's been raining for a little while, but it's beautiful weather, as y'all can see. Look at that. So today, we are going to be knocking out this MGW shifter install, which I am super excited about. So I have a short shifter already, and it's a Hirsch short shifter, but I decided to go with the MGW shifter because this is regarded as the best shifter in the C5, C6, like C7 chassis. This is the one right here. So, and I just love the way that this looks also. Just such a beautiful shifter. Like, even just looking at it there, like, oh my God, that is gorgeous. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my old shifter ball. Dang, that was a fail. I peeped that. Hold up. I wish I had two people for this video, but whatever. Okay, there we go. I forget what this thing is called, to be honest with you. But this just clips out like that. Mine was already broken from when I got my radio installed. So it came out nice and easy. So got that out right there. So with that out of the way, so you can see this is your actual shifter itself. So to start with the removal, we are going to first remove our traction control button. So to remove this panel itself, you just gotta find a little groove on the side, and that pulls up like that. So to remove this, you have to take off your traction control button connection right there. You need to remove your cigarette lighter connection, and you also need to remove your passenger airbag light connection right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these, and we'll move on to the next part. Dope. So got those removed. So now I'm gonna look down right here, and I got two 10mm nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these bad boys. Then we will move on to our Torx 15 bolt that's right here next to your cigarette lighter right there. Then also I will have to pry this temperature sensor right here. That comes right off, and then there's a Torx 15 right there also that we will have to remove. So let's go ahead and get to it. And then there is another one right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking out the rest of these. All right, so got all of those out. So now I'm gonna come into my actual center console. There's two caps on top of these. You just take your flathead screwdriver, pry those out, and there are two more 10 mils right there. Loosen those bad boys up right quick. I am not gonna make y'all watch me do this, but we'll get that done, and we'll pull off this part right here. We'll lift it up, pull it on out, move it out of the way. Then we'll be able to slide out the rest of the center console. We'll have access to our shifter. So I'm gonna try to one-hand this to show you how easy this slides out. Literally, just pull it back and lift right there. Oh, like so. Got that moved out of the way. All right, so now we have access to our center console. What we're going to do is we're going to lift that up just a little bit, and then we're going to pull out like that. You remove the center console, you'll see your cigarette. So you're just going to pry that off like that. Super simple. Pull that on out the way, and we are good to go. Now we have access to our actual shifter. So as you can see, there are four more 10mm bolts right there. We're gonna take off this cover, and then we'll be able to see our actual shifter itself. So key part here, right? So as you can see, like my shifter comes with the upper and an aftermarket lower box. Not all shifters come with that. Some of them just come with the upper part of the shifter right here that you see right here. So this Hirsch is that type of shifter where it only comes with that upper part. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove just the upper, just so you guys can see exactly what you're looking for. if you have that type of shifter, and then I'll go ahead and remove the actual and shifting box also, so you can see that. And we're moving along. So got that upper shifter portion out. So as you can see, this is your upper shifter right here, right? So what this does is this part right here goes inside that hole right there, and that hole is what you are actually like shifting forward and back, left and right. So that will go left, right, you know, all that good stuff into your different gears. So in order to remove that first, in order to remove this box, first you need to remove this Torx 40 bolt right here, because this bolt wedges against that rod. So in order to be able to free this rod from this assembly, I had to take that out. Then I'll be able to push that rod forward. Then I'll undo this Torx 40 and that Torx 40. Then we can pull out the whole box assembly. And you'll also notice right here, like when you guys are doing this, if you were driving your car a bit before you did this, that your transmission tunnel is warm. That's because your torque tube is literally right here, like right underneath that. So that heat that you feel when you're driving over long periods of time, that's what that comes from. Like your drive shaft pretty much is coming straight through here by your legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this now, and then we'll start with the install process of our actual and shifting mechanism into our new box. Just like that, the old lower shifter box is out. So looking at it here, in order to take out that rod and the shifting mechanism in the middle, I'm going to have to use a Phillips head right here. I'll take off that cap and I'll be able to slide that whole rod assembly out. Then I'll go ahead and install that rod assembly into my new shifter box over here, my MGW. We'll be ready to start our reinstall process. So now what I need to do is take apart my MGW shifter. So first I'm gonna start by taking off that top a shifter mechanism, and they supplied me with this nifty little tool right here. So I'm gonna use that to take it apart so we can install this piece right here. It's definitely worth taking a moment just to compare the two shifters. So this is the MGW and this is the Hurst. So just look how much beefier and well built this MGW looks compared to that Hurst. Not that the Hurst isn't a good shifter. It just goes to show like all of the R&D and just the refinement that went into this MGW shifter, and that is why I'm so excited to be installing this into my car. So back to where we are, right? So now what I have to do, since the actual shifter portion is removed, I need to take out these four screws right there, and then I will be able to install this inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out now. All right, so as y'all can see, I have it disassembled. So what you want to do, right, is go ahead and slide that on there. You want to turn it in the way that it'll be facing the car. So looking at it like this, you want to put the side that has that hole right there, that hole, you want to put that facing towards the front of the car. So let me take that on out. Now I'm going to set these bushings back in. So that's how that's going to sit. Now I can go ahead and reinstall the bottom plate back on to sandwich it together, and now it is installed. Now when I go to reinstall this and put it back together, I'm going to use blue medium Loctite, being the fact that this literally sits next to the drive shaft, and it's a tube, it's a sealed off tube. It produces a lot of heat. So this is aluminum. Is this aluminum? Either way, it's metal, right? So when metal is in a heated area, it expands. So if it expands and the bolts could possibly get loose, and we don't want that happening, while you're shifting, obviously that would not be a good day. So I'm gonna put blue Loctite on all of these bolts in this area as I put it back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this back together, and then we will start with the install. All right, y'all, so as you can see, I got the shifter box in place. I just have these holding it right now so I can get the actual like shifting shaft, I'm going to call it, aligned and bolted up. So as you can see, the shaft right there has that indent. So what you want to do is you want to push that shaft back just so the point where that indent is right where your bolt will go through. So what that bolt does is it holds the shaft, so when you're actually shifting and the linkage is moving, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put some Loctite up on this, and I'm going to tighten this down. And when you tighten this down, you want to give it a good bit of pressure, because you don't want this to come apart up on you while you're driving or anything like that. So make sure you use Loctite. That's a very important part. All right, so I got that tightened down. So now we have to align the actual lower boxes. So if you look at that hole right there, to align it, what you want to do is pretty much put it on the equator, right over half. Right over half. Like that. And that is it being in alignment. So let me, hold on just a little bit more. All right. That looks about half to me. So now I am good to tighten them up. So I'm going to go ahead, take these back out, apply Loctite, tighten them down, and then we are good to put in our shifter. All right, y'all, so I got everything all in, tightened up. So I'm still going to go over again and just make sure everything's tight one more time. But if you look at the shifter and you look at the linkage, you'll see what I'm saying. So that's second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And you can see that as you go, it's changing the angle as it's switching the gears. That's pretty cool. I'm super excited to take this thing out for a drive, man. This thing feels tight, feels so tight. Like, yeah, exciting. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, put everything back. So to install back everything is just the removal process backwards. So we're not gonna even go through that, but I'll show you guys the finished product when it's done. Woo, look at that. That is the final product. Got everything back together. I haven't driven it yet, but even just like rolling through the gears, I can see why people compare it to like a rifle boat, because it's like, it just feels very precise, you know what I mean? And it has a good weight to it. Nice little throw. Man, I'm super excited. And I decided to leave my little cover off because I just like the way it looks. It looks so raw, you know. Let me throw in the steering wheel. Y'all can get the full race car vibes. Oh yeah, racing bucket, all that good stuff. That looks amazing. That definitely looks amazing. Woo. Y'all, I'm a bit tired. It probably showed it in the video, but I hope y'all were able to understand and pretty much like how to install this. Is pretty simple. I mean, honestly, I would give it a 2 out of 10, with a 1 being like changing a light bulb, just because you literally just unbolt it, you undo some connectors, and yeah. So pretty simple. I'm super excited about the shift knob. Dude, I've been super excited about all the parts I've been getting lately, but man, I've wanted this for a while. So dope to actually have it installed. Just looking forward to driving the car, man. So, but thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. We're up to 400 subs. That's pretty dope. The page is growing slowly but steadily, but that's cool. You know, I put this stuff out here to help you guys at the end of the day. But please, if you have any questions, comment below. I will link all this stuff where I got all my stuff down below in the description. But take it easy. I'm out.